by WebEx. Calling in by phone, dial *3 to, in essence, raise your hand to speak. If connected by a computer, click the hand icon on your participant panel, excuse me, to recognize. We only have one instance this evening that will be open to the public, and that would be public comments. As I review the agenda, we don't have any ordinances that require a public hearing at this stage. So again, the regular Common Council meeting for December 14th, 2021 will come to order at 6:31 p.m. And first order of business is reading and approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting dated November 9th, 2021, which were included in the email packet to you. Had a chance to review those.
Move that we accept the minutes.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Sofer and Mr. Price to accept those minutes. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. That motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have minutes from two special council meetings dated the first one November 22nd, and we worked these in order to meet the requirements of the Brownsfield grant and paperwork on the remediation of the trash dump. So the minutes of both meetings are included in your packet, and if we have a motion to approve the minutes of the first special council meeting dated November 22nd, 2021, accept that motion.
So moved.
Second.
So we have Mr. Dunlap and Mr. Price. Does that sound right?
Cody.
Cody.
Cody, I'm sorry. Okay. Very good. Cody and Mr. Dunlap. So we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the special council meeting dated November 22nd. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. That motion carries. Next, reading and approval of the minutes from the next special council meeting, which was a week later on November 29th, again in order to meet the deadline required by the Brownsfield grant requirements. These were also included in your packet. We have a motion to approve these minutes of that meeting on November 29th. Appreciate that motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have Mr. Price, Mr. Dunlap, I think. Mr. Dunlap made the motion, Mr. Price seconded the motion. Next, we have, I'm sorry.
Let's vote.
Yes. Okay. All in favor of that motion to approve those minutes of the second special council meeting indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance to amend the traffic control map regarding the traffic lanes on Prince Street from the basically from the area of the previous police headquarters to Leslie C. Gates. Mr. Fowle?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, tonight we have the ordinance for first reading to basically change the number of lanes that vehicles can travel from in front of the former police station down to the intersection of Prince Street and Leslie C. Gates Place. This ordinance requires vehicles to stay in 2 lanes. There will no longer be 3 lanes until after you pass the intersection. Once you pass the intersection at Leslie C. Gates Place and Prince Street, then vehicles will be able to get in one of 3 lanes. The left lane, obviously turning left on Robert C. Byrd Drive, the center lane going straight to West Neville Street, and the right-hand lane turning right onto Robert C. Byrd Drive. I think this will hopefully help the issue that has been brought to council's attention by Mr. Dunlap and others. I know Mr. Sofer also was involved in this. And we will try this if approved by council tonight. If approved tonight, there will be a public hearing and a second reading at our next council meeting, which currently is scheduled on December 28th. And I will read this ordinance by title. As I stated, what this ordinance does, it will amend the traffic control map, and it will require vehicles to remain in one of two lanes from the intersection once they get onto Prince Street at the North Kanawha Street intersection until you reach the Leslie C. Gates Place intersection. So this ordinance is titled "An Ordinance to Provide for an Amendment to the Traffic Control Map Other than Parking and Traffic Control File requiring vehicles traveling on Prince Street from the intersection of North Kanawha Street and Prince Street to travel in two westbound lanes to the intersection of Leslie C. Gates Place and Prince Street." Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Fowle. And I will say that I think each member of council received a drawing that was prepared by Chief Lonnie Christian, which endorsed this particular change, which included the removal of a, for better use of a better term, a planter that was in front of the former police station, which actually jutted out into traffic. So it appears that this is a definite improvement. So prior to any other discussion, I would entertain a motion to accept this ordinance on the first reading.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Cody and KP, a motion and a second.
I think that was,
Any further discussion? I'm sorry.
I believe the second was from Councilman Cantor.
Okay, I'm sorry. The motion by Councilman Reedy, second by Bob Cantor, Councilman Cantor. Okay. Any other discussion on this motion? Okay, hearing none. Do we have a, let's call this to a vote. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have a resource officer grant for Woodrow Wilson High School. Mr. Fowle, do you handle that, or?
No, sir, I've not been given any information on that. I think let me see if I have anything on that. I do not have anything regarding that. But that is to approve, and it is a grant which will pay for the City of Beckley police officer that will work security at Woodrow Wilson High School.
Right.
And so I think without having the exact amount, it is a grant we have approved each year. I think you can go ahead and present this tonight and ask for a motion to approve it.
Okay, very good. This, as I understand, I think the Raleigh County Board of Education provides at a minimum 50% of the cost of that officer. And it's been a very successful program in high schools as well as middle schools in the city. So we have a motion to approve the grant. This continuing grant, I guess it's been in effect, would you say 10 years or so, Bill?
I would say at least that long, Mayor.
If we have a motion to approve this grant, that would be appreciated.
Kevin moved and I'd second.
Okay. Kevin and Mr. Dunlap. Send the motion in a second. Any other discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by a like sign. The motion carries. Next, receive bids for for block for retaining wall at the Scott Avenue Park for a new basketball court. Cody, are you prepared to present this?
I have the bid documents.
I'm
not.
sorry. Yeah, Billy, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's Mr. Trump.
Me or Sherry will do it at the next meeting once we review the bids.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's my error.
Yeah, there was only one bid received by the date and time indicated as the deadline on the bid. I'm going to go ahead and open it now. We get 3 copies as prescribed by the bid, so I'll go ahead and open it.
That's where Tom Sofer really comes in handy.
Use my scissors.
That's
Yeah.
right.
General information, scope of services. Yeah. I have a lot of information, but I'm still looking for the price.
That's further indication that the bids remained unopened until this very moment.
Yeah. Apparently this is from Foster Supply Incorporated of Tays Valley. And the bid is broken down into several unit costs, but the total bid for the retaining wall and all materials as listed is $44,275.70. That's for the Scott Street proposal.
Very good. There's been a lot of excavation there, and that will be a very nice
And
part.
I guess we'll and have council at large.
Okay. Okay, these bids will be turned over to 2 council persons at large, Mr. Trump and Jerry Stump, for review and possible award at a future council meeting. Thank you, sir. Next, Cody Fortner and John Zelensky. Are you on the line?
This is Richard Philippek. I'm on the line representing the Raleigh County 911 Center.
Great, Richard. Thank you.
Just want to give you an update, the annual update from the 911 Center. First, I would like to start off by thanking each and every one of you on the panel. You do a great job for the city of Beckley, and we highly enjoy your support for the 911 Center out there. We couldn't do what we do on a daily basis without the city of Beckley helping us. And thank you, each and every one of you, for that. But I'll start off, as of this date, the total 911 calls received is 53,979. Total administrative calls received, 81,184. Total calls received, both 911 and administrative, 135,163. Total calls dispatched so far is 76,306. Total calls dispatched for the Raleigh County Sheriff's Office has been 21,924. Total calls dispatched to West Virginia State Police, 2,132. Total calls dispatched to Beckley City Police Department, 30,802. Total calls dispatched to Sophia PD, 3,251. Total calls dispatched to Lester PD, 257. Total calls dispatched to Mapscott PD, 521. Total traffic stops for the Raleigh County Sheriff's Office, 2,825. Total extra patrols for Raleigh County Sheriff's Office, 512. Traffic stops for the Beckley City Police, 5,314. Total extra patrols for the Beckley City Police, 7,443. Total calls dispatched for the Raleigh County Animal Control, 1,973. Total EMS calls for the entire county, 15,024. Total county fire calls, 5,774. Beckley City Fire calls dispatch 2,921. As far as our other activities from emergency management, we are still working hand in hand with the Raleigh County Health Department during the pandemic with COVID. Anytime they need anything, they call us and we immediately provide that service for them. We're still updating our CAD system from the health network page with all the active COVIDs going on. That way we can protect our first responders. If the person calls 911, it automatically prompts the dispatcher before we even ask them if they have COVID or not. So we just feel that's very important to protect our first responders. Other than that, we're still working on our Southern Regional Deployment Center. That's the 9-county area. That works out very well. And we have also updated our emergency operations plans, which we will be providing copies of them annexes to the city of Beckley to update their copies as well. But as you can tell, we've been very busy, and like I said before, we could not do it without the support of the city of Beckley. And I thank you again for that.
Richard, thank you. In my mind, you say you couldn't do it without the city of Beckley. How in the world could the city of Beckley and Raleigh County function effectively without the EOC and the unbelievable job that you all do? And when you look at these numbers, to me, they're astounding. And you do it with perfection, and you have trained, dedicated people and great leadership. You and John and Cody, to me, hats off to you. It's just amazing. So that's a great report. I thank you and invite any other comments from members of council.
I would say one thing that he did forget is that we have taken a building out in the deployment center and have created a fully functioning backup 911 system or center, where one day, unbeknownst to anybody, the dispatchers reported out there and the switch was flipped, it was on, and for the first time in history, the actual 911 center was empty and everything was done off-site, and it went off without a hitch. So with that, I think John and Richard and James and Cody and all the dispatchers that, this worked fantastic, that God forbid in a severe problem at the center, they could just walk right up there and flip a switch and it's ready to go.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And sadly, we have a very recent reminder of what can happen so quickly without any notice, basically, with the terrible tornadoes across the Midwest and close to home here in Kentucky. So we're just so fortunate to have seen the EOC grow and meet new challenges, and to have a vision to go even beyond that. So for that, we really appreciate it. Again, Richard, thank you. Any other comments from any member of council? Okay, Richard, thanks again. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay, next, anything from any member of council on old business? I will mention that appreciate everybody's keen attention and interest in what we're accomplishing at Pinecrest, and if nothing occurs otherwise, we expect to have 2 readings at the 2 January 2022 meetings regarding ordinances on the acceptance of that Pinecrest property. And we're working now with the existing Pinecrest board and NRG RDA on some details for the proper management of that property going forward, which we'll keep you informed of. Other than that, I don't have any old business. Is there anything from any member of council under old business? Okay, anything from any member of council under new business?
I've got one thing, Rob.
Sure.
I'd like to make a public service announcement that on the Clarence W. Meadows Boulevard, the speed limit is 50 miles an hour. And the other day I went through there and there were 3 people pulled over. So Beckley PD is cracking down on that speed limit across there. So if you go through there and you think 60 and 65 is what it should take, you're going to get you a ticket.
That's a good public service announcement. One of those cars wasn't an old Acura RDX, was it?
No, it was dark. I couldn't tell,
Okay, good
but I
deal.
could see the blue lights.
Okay,
You know.
gotcha. Okay, very good. Anything from any member of council under other new business? Okay, if not, Amy, do we have anybody signed up for public comments?
I don't see anyone signed up at the moment, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I think that will suffice.
Okay.
Very good. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much. Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Happy
New
Hanukkah.
Year.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to everybody there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
And with that,